This video will show you a forbidden ritual, preserved for millennia, capable of erasing 20 years from your body. And no, this isn't a metaphor. But only 1% of people are ready to hear this, because the truth defies everything you've been taught about aging. What if I told you that your fatigue, your lack of energy, and even your wrinkles aren't natural, that they're all the result of a silent programming to keep you weak and dependent? The multi-billion-dollar anti-aging industry profits from your belief that decay is inevitable. They sell you creams and pills that only mask the problem because a tired body doesn't question it, it just consumes. But in ancient Egypt, those initiated into the mysteries of Thoth, the god of time, knew the truth. Youth is not a phase, it's a skill. And they used a simple, free, 3-step protocol to master this skill. A protocol so powerful that it was deliberately hidden and called mysticism, so you'd never find it. In this video, I'll reveal these 3 pillars. The first alone can reboot your nervous system in minutes. Stay with me until the end, because what you'll learn today cannot be unlearned. If you feel like you were made for more than just growing old, comment below, "I claim my sovereignty." We do not see things as they are. We see things as we are. This ancient memory takes us directly to the sands of time, to ancient Egypt, where profound knowledge about the nature of life and death was kept under lock and key. There, an enigmatic figure stood out not just as a god, but as a master of cosmic knowledge. His name was Juti, or as the Greeks later called him, Thoth. He was the scribe of the gods, the lord of wisdom. But his most secret title was Master of Time. He didn't just record the years, he understood the mechanics behind them. Thoth knew that time was not an external force that crushes us, but a stream of consciousness that can be navigated and even influenced. His legacy, carefully codified in texts that have survived millennia, such as those that form the Corpus Hermeticum, does not speak of immortality as the absence of death. That would be a childish fantasy. He speaks of something far more powerful: the conscious expansion of duration, the ability to extend the body's vitality, clarity, and strength far beyond the limits imposed on us as natural. The pharaohs and the high priests, their closest disciples, did not seek eternal life through magical rituals involving gold and blood. They sought regeneration. They understood a fundamental principle that our modern science is only beginning to grasp. Biological age, wrinkles, stiffness, disease, all of these are merely physical reflections of an internal condition. They knew that true aging begins in the mind, in the energy, in the soul. The rigidity of the body is merely the echo of the rigidity of one's thoughts and emotions. They realized that a flexible body and a fluid mind are the true fountains of youth. While modern society teaches us to fight against time with chemicals and invasive procedures, the Egyptian initiates knew the battle was internal. The secret was not to add anything to the body, but to remove the blockages that impede the natural flow of the life force. Youth, for them, was synonymous with flow. Old age, synonymous with stagnation. And this stagnation was the true death in life. The protocol Thoth left for his followers required no rare potions or complex incantations. It was, in fact, frighteningly simple. So simple that it was disregarded and forgotten by our complexity and technology-obsessed civilization. The ritual was based on a return to 3 essential pillars: Three fundamental practices that modern society has not only taught us to ignore, but actively trained us to do incorrectly, thus ensuring that we remain trapped in the cycle of programmed decay. These three pillars are the key to unlocking your body's natural ability to regenerate. They aren't exercises or wellness techniques to relax you for a moment. They are acts of sovereignty. They are declarations of independence against the system that wants you weak. Each pillar is a tool to dismantle the aging programming and reignite the flame of vitality that has been nearly extinguished. And the first of these pillars is something you do every second, but which has become the silent source of your stagnation. The first pillar, the forbidden breath, the river of life. And this silent source of stagnation, the first pillar we need to rebuild, is our own breathing. It seems too simple, doesn't it? Almost insulting. But herein lies the greatest irony of all. Air, the most abundant, free, and essential element for life, has become the most powerful and, at the same time, the most neglected medicine of all. We've been taught to do everything but breathe the way nature intended. And this fundamental flaw is the root of our accelerated aging, the gateway to chronic fatigue and disease. Think of your body as a complex system of rivers and streams, where your cells are the banks and your blood is the water. This river needs a constant flow to stay clean, oxygenated, and full of life. Now, notice how most people breathe. A short, anxious breath that barely leaves the upper chest. This type of breathing is like a dam blocking the river's flow. The water becomes stagnant, oxygen levels decrease, and the river turns into a swamp, a fetid swamp where metabolic waste begins to accumulate. This waste is what science calls free radicals, and the accumulation process is oxidative stress. It's literally the rust of your body. It corrodes your cells from the inside out, damages your DNA, inflames your tissues, and dramatically accelerates the aging process. You can use the most expensive creams in the world, but if your insides are rusting, you're just painting a rusty gate. The true fountain of youth is the ability to cleanse this internal rust at every moment. Conscious, deep breathing is the fresh, flowing water that cleans this swamp. It's the force of nature that washes metabolic waste out of your system. Oxygen isn't just a gas. It's the great purifier. When you inhale deeply, you're not just filling your lungs. You're sending a surge of vital energy to each of the trillions of cells in your body, giving them the fuel they need to repair, regenerate, and function at their full potential. A deep, complete breath oxygenates your destiny. An ancient Shaolin master used to tell his disciples, "If you breathe poorly, your life is like a tasteless, unsalted soup, and you die before your time." This ancient wisdom understood that the quality of your breathing determines the quality of your life. Shallow breathing creates a shallow life full of anxiety and fatigue. Deep, sovereign breathing transforms your body from a barely surviving zombie into an awake, alert feline full of energy and ready for action. This is the forbidden breath. Forbidden not by some ancient law, but by the very structure of our modern society, which keeps us in a constant state of stress and anxiety, forcing our bodies into a fight-or-flight breathing pattern. Breaking this pattern is the first and most crucial act of rebellion. It's reclaiming control over your own vital energy. But how can we transform this automatic and unconscious act into a powerful tool of inner alchemy? How can we use breath to begin erasing time? The transformation of an unconscious act into a tool of power begins now with a practice I call air alchemy. This isn't a relaxation exercise, it's the first practical step toward reprogramming your nervous system and beginning to reverse years of wear and tear. Wherever you are, stop for a moment. Sit with your spine straight but relaxed. Close your eyes, not to sleep, but to awaken to your inner world. Let's begin to reconnect your connection to the most primal source of energy that exists. Now, slowly inhale through your nose, counting to 4. But here's the secret that changes everything. Don't inflate your chest. Instead, feel the air sinking and expanding in your belly, as if you were inflating a balloon at the base of your torso. This is the sign that you're using your lungs to their full capacity, activating your diaphragm, the respiratory muscle most people forget they have. This abdominal breathing is the way babies breathe, the way nature intended us to breathe. At the end of the inhalation, when your belly is expanded, hold your breath. Hold it for another 4 seconds. This is the sacred moment of alchemy. It's the pause where the magic happens. In this instant of stillness, you are forcing oxygen deep into your tissues. Every cell in your body, hungry for this energy, is drinking in this vital oxygen. You are saturating your system with the life force, combating cellular rust at its most fundamental level. Feel the gentle pressure, the pent-up energy ready to be released. Then exhale slowly through your mouth, counting to 6. The exhale should be longer than the inhalation. Imagine you're releasing not only the carbon dioxide, but also the invisible weight of accumulated stress. Every worry, every muscle tension, every anxious thought is carried out of your body along with the air. Feel your shoulders relax, your jaw loosen. You're emptying the swamp, making room for the river of life to flow freely once more. Repeat this cycle. Inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts, exhale for 6 counts. Do this just a few times. What do you feel? Maybe a slight tingling in your hands or feet. Maybe a feeling of warmth spreading throughout your body, or perhaps a sudden clarity of mind, as if a fog had lifted. These aren't side effects. They're the first signs that you've ignited your inner flame. You've reconnected an energy circuit that had been disconnected for years. This is the reboot of your nervous system. This simple act, repeated daily, is a declaration of independence against modern asphyxiation. You are telling your body and the universe that you are regaining control. You are no longer a victim of anxiety and shortness of breath. You are the alchemist who transforms air, the most common element, into liquid gold, into pure vital energy. But oxygenating the body is only the first pillar. For regeneration to be complete, we must attack the second silent poison that accelerates aging more than any other factor. The second pillar, silence as a mirror. The system restart. Now that you've started purifying your body with oxygen, it's time to tackle the second saboteur of your youth, incessant noise. And I'm not just talking about the din of traffic or the construction site next door. I'm talking about a much more subtle and dangerous poison, the constant bombardment of information, notifications, flashing screens, alarming news, opinions, and demands that scream for your attention every second of the day. We live in an age of information overload, and this takes a devastating biological toll. This external chaos creates internal chaos. Your nervous system wasn't designed to process this amount of stimuli. To deal with this constant assault, your body enters a permanent state of alert, pumping a hormone called cortisol into your bloodstream non-stop. Cortisol is useful in a real emergency, giving you the energy to fight or flee. But when it becomes chronic, it turns into an acid that corrodes your body from the inside, day and night. Excess cortisol is one of the biggest accelerators of aging. It destroys collagen, the protein that keeps your skin firm, causing wrinkles and sagging. It causes chronic inflammation throughout the body, the basis for most degenerative diseases. And worst of all, it literally kills neurons, especially in the hippocampus, the area of your brain responsible for memory and learning. The feeling of mental fog, difficulty concentrating, forgetfulness, all these are symptoms of this cortisol poisoning. The wellness industry sells you palliative solutions, relaxing teas, guided meditation apps, anxiety supplements. They treat the symptoms but never the root cause. The true antidote, the only one that can truly reset the system and stop the production of this poison, is free, accessible, and infinitely powerful silence. But not the accidental silence of an empty room. I'm talking about an intentional, profound silence that acts like a reset button for your internal processor. Silence isn't a void, it's a fertile space. It's the secret laboratory where the body has the chance to heal and regenerate what noise has destroyed. When you allow yourself to be in absolute silence, your nervous system finally shifts out of alert mode. Cortisol production plummets, and the body can activate its natural repair mechanisms. Modern science is only beginning to confirm what ancient sages have always known. Silence heals. Recent studies have shown that periods of silence can actually stimulate neurogenesis, the birth of new brain cells, precisely in that area of the hippocampus that stress destroys. You're not just calming your mind, you're literally rebuilding your brain, making it more resilient, sharper, and younger. Silence is the most potent medicine for the modern, overstimulated mind. But how do you find this healing silence in a world designed to annihilate it? Finding this silence doesn't require you to move to a monastery in Tibet or abandon your life. It requires something much more challenging, the discipline of achieving 5 minutes of absolute stillness. The practice is simple in theory, but profound in its effects. Find a place and a time where you know you won't be interrupted. Turn off your cell phone, close your computer, and alert those around you. For just 5 minutes, your only commitment is to nothingness. Just sit and be still. In the first few seconds, or maybe minutes, your mind will panic. It will scream, its noise withdrawal syndrome, an avalanche of useless thoughts, recycled worries, to-do lists, and imaginary dialogues will try to drag you out of the silence. Your mind, accustomed to being in control, hates a vacuum. It will do anything to fill it with the same familiar noise. Most people give up here, believing they can't meditate or that their mind is too noisy. But the secret isn't to fight your mind. Don't try to stop your thoughts. That's impossible and only leads to more frustration. Instead, just observe. Imagine you're sitting on the bank of a river and your thoughts are the boats passing by. You don't have to jump on each boat and be carried by the current. Just watch them pass by. A thought about work, one about dinner, an old memory. Watch them arise and disappear without clinging to any of them. You are the observer, not the thoughts. If you can withstand this initial storm, something miraculous happens. Your mind, realizing you're no longer engaging in its drama, begins to surrender. The storm of thoughts subsides. The noise calms. and the lake of your consciousness, previously turbulent and murky, begins to settle. For the first time, perhaps in years, you can see the bottom. And what you find there is not emptiness, but rather a clarity and serenity that have always been there, only obscured by the agitation of the surface. In this silence, you become a mirror. Free from the mask of urgency, free from the identity imposed by external noise, you finally recognize yourself. You remember who you are beyond your profession, your problems, your worries. It's an encounter with your essence, with the silent and immutable core of your being. It's in this moment of profound recognition that true regeneration begins. Your soul remembers its original state of peace, and your body begins to reflect that harmony. This daily practice of 5 minutes of silence is like clearing the cache of your mental processor. It frees up resources, improves your focus, and allows your system to operate much more efficiently. You're not wasting time, you're investing in clarity and longevity. Now that you've oxygenated your body and calmed your mind, we're ready for the third and final pillar. The pillar that unites the first two and puts the entire system in a state of rejuvenating flow, the movement that finally erases years of stagnation. The third pillar, ritualized movement, the dance of the living river. You've cleansed your system with breathing and reset your mind with silence. Now we come to the pillar that integrates everything, the final piece that transforms your body from a static vessel into a river of living energy. This is ritualized movement. And the first thing you need to understand is that your body was not designed for immobility. It wasn't made to spend 8 hours a day sitting in an office chair, trapped in a metal box in traffic, or sunk into a couch in front of a screen. This is violence against your biology. The stiffness you feel in your shoulders, back, and hips has nothing to do with your age. It has to do with your immobility. Think of a river. As long as the water flows, it's clear, full of life and oxygen. But if you dam that river, the water becomes stagnant, and life begins to die. Your body works the same way. Lack of movement creates stagnation in your vital energy, in your blood, in your lymph. And this stagnation is the breeding ground for pain, inflammation, and aging. Our ancestors knew this instinctively. From Shaolin monks in China to yogis in India, from whirling dervishes in Sufism to shamans in the Americas, everyone used movement as a form of medicine and spiritual connection. Movement for them wasn't about vanity, about building muscles for gym selfies. It was about unlocking the flow of chai or prana, the life force that animates all things. Each stretch was a key unlocking an energetic lock, each posture a physical mantra. Conscious, fluid movement is what deoxidizes the body. It's like taking an old, rusty, and dull piece of metal and polishing it until it reflects light again. Every joint you move, every muscle you stretch, is pumping new blood and oxygen to areas that have been forgotten and stagnant. You're literally breaking down the stiffness of old age at a cellular level, restoring the flexibility that is the true marker of biological youth. A flexible body is a young body, no matter how old it is. Flexibility allows energy to flow unimpeded, nourishing your organs, lubricating your joints, and keeping your nervous system balanced. Stiffness, on the other hand, short-circuits this flow. It's a sign that life energy is blocked. Therefore, the focus of ritualized movement is not brute force, but but fluidity, grace, and awareness in each gesture. You don't need to become an Olympic athlete or a martial arts master. The secret lies in reintroducing simple, conscious, and fluid movements into your daily routine. Movements that have been lost in our sedentary routines. It's about awakening your body's innate intelligence, reminding it how to move in a way that generates energy rather than consumes it. But what's the starting point? Where in the body is the main axis of all our vital energy hidden? The starting point, the central focus of the entire movement ritual, is your spine. It's not just a pile of bones supporting your body. It's your tree of life, the superconductor through which the main energy current of your nervous system flows. In the yogic tradition, it's the home of Kundalini, the sleeping serpent energy. When your spine is rigid, misaligned, and compressed by poor posture and immobility, this energy becomes blocked. The result is fatigue, pain, and accelerated aging. The first movement to awaken this axis is the gentle spinal flexion. Stand with your feet shoulder-width apart. Inhale deeply and slowly begin to arch your upper back, opening your chest to the sky as if you were absorbing the sunlight. Don't force it, just feel a gentle opening. As you exhale, reverse the movement, slowly bending forward, vertebra by vertebra, as if you were trying to touch the ground. Let your head feel heavy. This simple movement lubricates the intervertebral discs and begins to release accumulated nervous tension. The second movement is conscious spins. Still standing with your feet firmly on the floor, begin to gently rotate your torso from side to side. Let your arms hang loosely, like ropes, so they swing and gently tap against your body. Feel the rotation starting from your waist, massaging your internal organs. This movement not only increases the rotational flexibility of your spine, but also activates blood and lymphatic circulation, helping to detoxify the body. It transforms stagnant energy into liquid fire, a warmth that spreads throughout your being. The third movement is the solar opening. Stand up straight, inhale, and slowly raise your arms to your sides until your hands meet above your head. Imagine you're growing, stretching every inch of your spine as if you were trying to grab the sun. Hold this position for a moment, feeling the energy of the sky entering through the top of your head and down your spine. As you exhale, slowly lower your arms. This act isn't just a stretch, it's an invocation, a reminder to the universe that you are an open channel for cosmic energy. Flexibility, far more than brute strength, is the true indicator of your biological age. A body that can bend, twist, and flow with ease is a body that is deceiving time. It refuses to solidify, to become rigid and brittle. It chooses to remain fluid, adaptable, and alive. These three movements, practiced together as a single dance, the serpent dance, are the key to unlocking the axis of your vital energy and allowing the strength of youth to flow freely through you. Practicing this sequence for just a few minutes each day is like giving a drink of fresh water to a dry and wilted plant. You'll feel energy rise up your spine, clarity flood your mind, and a sense of lightness and empowerment take over your body. You're awakening the sleeping serpent, reconnecting your body to its innate source of power. Now that the three pillars have been revealed, what is the great secret that unites them? The secret of Thoth revealed, the sovereignty of time. Now you have the three keys: breath, silence, and movement. And perhaps you're waiting for a fourth secret, a final magic word, or a complex ritual that ties it all together. But the great revelation, the true secret of Thoth, is the shocking simplicity of it all. The forbidden ritual is not a complicated, esoteric technique kept in a dusty tomb. It is a radical return to the essential nature of the human being. It is the rediscovery of what has been forgotten, not what was hidden. The secret is that there is no secret. The magic lies in mastering the basics. The ritual boils down to 3 acts of power you can practice at any time. Breathing like a river, ensuring energy flows without stagnation, being still like a lake, allowing the mind to settle and the body to regenerate, and moving like a feline, maintaining fluidity and flexibility against the rigidity of time. That's it. This is the formula the ancient masters used to maintain a vitality that defied logic. Understand this. Time is not your enemy. It is not an external force punishing you with age. Time is a servant. It is a rhythm, a flow that obeys the state of your body and mind. When your body is stagnant, inflamed, and your mind is chaotic and stressed, time seems to accelerate and wear you down. But when your body is flowing with energy and your mind is calm and clear, time bends to your will. It becomes an ally in your process of continuous renewal. True youth has never been about adding things to your body. It's not about creams, pills, injections, or supplements. The multi-billion-dollar anti-aging industry is built on the lie that you need something from the outside to fix yourself. The truth is, rejuvenation is a process of subtraction. It's about removing the blockages, the stiffness, the noise, and the stagnation that prevent your body from doing what it already knows how to do. Heal and regenerate. It's about remembering who you once were. A body that breathes fully is constantly detoxifying and energizing itself. A mind that finds silence is continually repairing and rebuilding itself. And a body that dances with time, that moves fluidly, refuses to rust. The union of these 3 pillars creates a virtuous cycle of regeneration that effectively erases years of programming for decay. You're not stopping time, you're changing your relationship with it. You're leaving the tyranny of the clock to enter the flow of eternity. The power of this ritual lies not in its complexity, but in its consistency. It's not what you do once, but what you do every day that shapes your biological reality. Each deep breath is an act of defiance. Each moment of silence is a victory. Each fluid movement is a declaration of freedom. You are, act by act, rewriting your soul's contract with time. You are reclaiming your sovereignty over your own vitality. If you've followed me this far, if you've not only heard but felt the truth in these words, then you've already proven something essential. You've demonstrated the discipline and open-mindedness that form the true essence of youth. You're not part of the masses who passively surrender to the myth of aging, who accept decay as inevitable. You are one of those who remember, one of those who dare to question the programming and seek a different path. And this attitude in itself has already begun your transformation. The change you seek isn't a supernatural miracle that happens overnight. It's the rekindling of the flame within, a flame that rigidity, stress, and neglect have tried to extinguish over the years, but whose ember has always remained alive, waiting for a breath of awareness to rekindle. By practicing the 3 pillars, you're not creating something new. You're simply fanning that ember, nourishing it until it becomes a bonfire of vitality that consumes weakness and stagnation. From the moment you make this commitment, your relationship with time changes fundamentally. It ceases to be the executioner punishing you with each passing year and becomes the craftsman who, under your command, helps you sculpt a stronger, clearer, and more vibrant version of yourself. Time begins to obey you because you are finally aligned with the natural laws of life, laws that have been forgotten but never revoked. You are working with the universe, not against it. The great secret to rejuvenating your body and soul has never been hidden, expensive, or complicated. It has always been essential, free, and so in front of you that it becomes invisible. It lies in the power of your breath, the peace of your silence, and the freedom of your movement. The ritual isn't something you need to learn, it's already within you. It is your birthright, your biological and spiritual inheritance. The only question that truly matters now is not whether the ritual works, but whether you dare to practice it. Do you dare to dedicate a few minutes of your day to reclaiming your sovereignty? Do you dare to defy a lifetime of programming and believe in your own body's power of regeneration? The key has been handed over. The door is open. The path lies before you, clear and simple. The decision to walk it is, and always will be, yours. May these words not be just passing knowledge, but the spark that ignites a new cycle of power, health, and sovereignty in your life. May the universe hear your declaration of independence and respond, reflecting in your external reality the vitality you are cultivating within. The flame has been rekindled. Now, how brightly will you allow it to shine to the world? The journey has only just begun. If you've made it this far, you're not part of the majority. You're part of the 1% who are ready for the truth and have the discipline to change their own reality. Your journey to time sovereignty begins now. To seal this pact and declare your intention to the universe, leave your comment below with the phrase, "Time obeys me." If you feel this content has transformed you and want to help this channel grow more directly, there's a contribution link in the first pinned comment. Any help you can give is very important to me and allows me to continue spreading messages like this. But understand, just making it to the end helps me immensely. If you can, share this video with someone you know needs to hear it. And before you go, your journey doesn't end here. I've put together a special video to help you take the next step, to delve even deeper into what we've discussed and apply it even more powerfully. Don't leave yet. Click on the video that's currently appearing on your screen and we'll meet you there.